So, Zach, let's get into the running back room before we get too late here. Obviously, there's a lot of backs, and there's a lot of good backs in this group. I would not say, Zach, that there is a great back or an elite back. We got a lot of good running backs in this group. I think there is some potential for some of these guys to be really great running backs. Guys like Logan Diggs, Caleb Jackson. But for the most part, I think we've got a lot of good running backs that can really take care of business. What are your initial thoughts on the running back room going into the season and like maybe how it plays out? What is it going to look like? From on the offense side of the ball, how are they going to use the running backs? Who are they going to use? What's your thoughts on it?
Gosh, I mean, it feels like with all these guys that there is the ability to obviously have every type of back that you need. If you need a guy that is just pounded up the middle, go and get you a yard, you've got that. I think Noah Cain is probably that best option there.
Sure.
If you just need a guy that you trust a lot with ball security, pass blocking right now, that you don't have to worry about, experience or any like a guy you just trust. Obviously, that's Josh Williams.
No doubt.
If you need somebody to go and hit a home run, that's John Emery. If you need somebody to receive out of the backfield, that's Trade Bradford. If you need a speedster on the edge, you've got Armani Goodwin. If you need Logan Diggs, who's just an all around great back, and the list goes on. Or
poison.
You can display some young talent, right, in Caleb Jackson and Trey Holly. I mean, you have all the essentials that you need in a running back. Now, is it all in one running back? No, it's not. It is in like what, 9 of them? Like it's
8, 8
of them. Like I think it's 8 of them. I think you're right. So that's what's crazy, man. I mean, I don't even know how to like break it down, honestly, Reagan. Like, because it almost feels like you're breaking down like an entire side of the football, like the entire one side. Like, let's break down special teams. We'll talk about and it's the running backs. But anyways, gosh, I don't know where we're gonna see. I don't know if you're gonna see like any separation, this year. Between like one guy separating himself from the pack, right? Just because of, how Frank is going to operate this unit. And we know it's, as always, it's been running back by committee. And so, we're going to see all those guys get opportunities, I feel like.
Zeke says Josh Williams is going to get the first snap, Zach.
I tend to agree. We were on Blake's show earlier, and one of the viewers came. Oh, they didn't come on, but one of the viewers commented and said that they thought that Noah Cain was going to get the first carry because of he's been in camp the entire all of fall camp. He hasn't had to do with injury. Josh Williams is actually probable.
Correct.
So we may not even see Josh Williams.
Yeah.
So you said Josh Williams. I'll go Logan Diggs. Let's get.
Well, that's what Zeke said. Zeke said Josh Williams.
Okay, Zeke says Josh Williams. I'm going Logan Diggs. I'm going to go Logan Diggs. Given the, I mean, honestly, I think it really just depends on what play they're running. I mean, whatever play they're running, I think that's what's going to matter because I don't think it matters who takes the first carry. They might be going out right after the first carry.
Yeah. So here's my thought, Zach. Kind of bounce off what you were saying right before Zeke came in. I think you're absolutely right. I think it is going to be situational, and they're going to play to their strengths. As a coach, obviously, that's what you want to do. You want to put your best players in the best position to give them the best opportunities to make a great play. So there's going to be strengths for each back. And I think whatever back that is, Like, let's say it's catching out of the backfield. Let's say they need some pass protection. Let's say it's like an obvious passing down on third down, like it's 3rd and 8, and they're going to be throwing the ball. You're obviously going to put a guy out there who's going to block for you and does it well. You're not going to throw a guy out there who's not the best at that, in an obvious passing situation, unless maybe you're sending them out on a route. Then you're going to use the passing, the back who's the best pass in that situation. So Zach, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. I think it is going to totally depend on, the situation, the scheme, what are they running, what are they trying to do, and whoever does it best is who you're going to see. And I really like who we got, man. I really do. I think, I think back to when Frank Wilson, we watched a game, Zach. We were watching, was it 2011, when there was so many running backs like Michael Ford. I'm drawing a blank. I think
that was 2011. Michael Ford got a carry. I think Richard Murphy was in there. Spencer Ware,
right?
Hilliard.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just all the
plethora of guys. Like, and even in like 2010 was it, or no,
2007 you had Trenton Holiday, Keelan Williams,
Hester,
and Jacob Hester.
Yeah, so it's something that we've seen before, and it has been successful, and so I'm pretty excited about the running. Now, here's the difference, Zach. Here's the difference: is you really relied on them back then in Les Miles' offense.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, if your running backs weren't getting it done, you were kicking a field goal.
You were screwed.
Like in this offense with Brian Kelly, and finally, not finally, LSU's upgraded their offense since Les Miles has left. It's not ancient anymore. But what I'm excited about is maybe we can see some of what we saw when Frank Wilson was there and Les Miles was the coach, and it was kind of running back by committee, and it worked really well. But you apply that to this offense where we have pass catchers and a quarterback who can throw the ball really well. And, whereas usually we didn't have that. We always had pass catchers, but our offense did not play to them very well at all. So I'm pretty excited now that Frank Wilson has his group, right? He's got a plethora. Really excited to see how Frank lets this all play out. Zach, another thing that I think we need to discuss, and RP kind of hit on it a little bit here, is who's actually going to play this year. You got 8 guys. Who's actually going to play? And I think RP is absolutely right. I think Trey Holly takes a red shirt this year. I think that's the most likely thing to happen. Brian Kelly in his press conference was asked about the returners on kick and punt, and he told us that it would be Aaron Anderson for the punt returner. Aaron Anderson would be the on-ball kick returner, and Caleb Jackson would be your off-ball. And that he wanted. You say it again now.
Which I like.
Yeah. I'm glad with that. He said he wanted explosive players back there, and we saw a little bit of that explosiveness from Caleb Jackson in the scrimmage. He had the 18-yard run touchdown, and of course he had the screen pass that he took for 75 yards to the end zone, breaking multiple tackles while doing it. So with that news coming out, Zach, with knowing that Caleb Jackson is going to be on the special teams, I think you're going to see Trey Holly take a red shirt, and I think that's the best thing to do. And the rest of the guys, we need to be rotating in some way or another. Maybe some guys get more minutes than others. Maybe you really see some roles carve out, Zach. I really would love, though, for us to get to a point where we have like one guy or 2 guys that we can say, give this guy the ball and he's going to get it done. I'm okay with running back by committee, but Frank Wilson always had his dude, right? Like he always had his main guy. So I do hope to see that play out. And also, kind of what you alluded to, Zach, is we've been dealing with some injury. Like Armani's not going to play.
Nope.
He could, but he's doubtful. So I doubt he's going to play. Josh Williams is probable. So do we see him? Maybe, but maybe not as a role we're used to seeing him in. Maybe he doesn't play as many minutes this Sunday. So we really need some consistency of play and some healthy backs to really see how this plays out. So I think Sunday against Florida State, you're going to see a lot of Noah Cain and you're going to see a lot of Logan Diggs. I think that's going to be your two main guys this coming Sunday, Zach. But I really want to see these roles carved out, as the season goes on so that we know who we can trust in. And hopefully these guys will stay healthy so we can kind of carve those roles out.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you. I think, when you mention like who's going to kind of get left out, I do tend to agree with you there. I think, Trey Holly is probably going to take a red shirt. I think Caleb Jackson is probably going to be very limited to probably kickoff returns. Like you're probably not going to see him, taking handoffs in the backfield a whole lot as much as the other guys. And then I think guys like Trey Bradford are going to be in certain packages where they're coming out of the backfield. Like I don't think there's going to be a lot of handoffs to Trey Bradford. I think there's going to be a lot of plays for him catching the ball out of the backfield and probably with John Emery as well. I think John Emery will be another one of those backs that receives the ball more receiving out of the backfield than getting the ball on a handoff. Guys like Logan and Noah Cain and Josh Williams, Armani, I think they're more of the guys that they're going to, actually take the handoff. So it will be interesting. I could be completely wrong on all of that because honestly, I don't think anybody really knows what is going to happen with this running back room far as
Brian Kelly even kind of said that.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really knows as far as like how this running back room is going to be carved out in their roles. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. This is a unit that, I think coming into this season, it's just kind of like, we're going to learn as you go type thing, right? It's like offensive line, you kind of know who your guys are there. Wide receivers, you kind of know who your guys are there, right? Obviously, when we get to quarterback, like Jaden's 1. Guess Nussmeier's 2, Ricky Collins is 3. Like boom, 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 boom. You know it, right? This might be kind of similar to the secondary where you're like, this might be a kind of a who steps up, who who performs more, like who do you trust in certain situations, who do you trust in certain packages. I mean, it might be similar to the secondary where you see guys come in for certain things and other guys are out. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. It's going to be something that is a see as you go type thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Maybe you can comment in there who you think is going to take the first snap. Zach, you said that
I'm gonna go Logan Diggs.
Logan Diggs is going to get the first snap. I'll say Noah Cain, just so we're different. Just so we're different. I'll throw Noah Cain out there. In terms of John Emery, Zach, that's another interesting thing because he's just now kind of getting with the team. Obviously, he went through some fall stuff, but he didn't do spring, and he was making sure he took care of business and in terms of the classroom. So
yeah,
did John come back and is he ready to go? And
maybe some catching up to do there.
Yeah, for sure. But I got Noah Cain. I'll say Noah Cain just so we have a different option there, and maybe I can rub it in your face come after the game and say, "Ha ha, I won."